Okay, I think we're live. Welcome to Littlejohn's Yarns. Thank you for joining me on my live stream. Let's see who's here so far. I see Mary. How you doing? Who else is here? Hey, Jojo Juju from Addy Express Knitting and Patterns. Hey, how you doing, Jojo? Thanks for joining us here today. So today, I don't know where you are, but in Pennsylvania, it snowed. It actually snowed in May. I don't remember the last time it snowed. Where are you at right now? And what is the weather? And is it the typical like seasonal weather that's going on right now? Strange. All right. Before we start, as usual, I want to introduce Super Chat. You'll notice down below, you'll either see like a dollar sign down here or to this direction on whatever type of chat area you're in. But you can always donate to any of your favorite influencers that you see on the live stream. But for mine, when you donate anywhere from $4.99 and down, this disco ball will go off. For $9.99 and down, the bubble machine. Oh, I forgot to put the bubbles in it. I'll do that in a second. And the disco light will go off. For anything for 10 and above, the balloon, the bubble, and the disco light will go off, and it'll probably surprise me like usual. So let's see. We have Cheryl. She says, no snow in Philly, but it is unseasonably cold. I know usually there's always a saying for where I am. You can finally plant your garden right after Mother's Day. And I don't think we'll be planting our garden anytime soon because it is so cold. It's crazy. The Crocheting Clogger. Hey, hey, hey. Marianne here. Hope all are well. We are. We're doing good. Before we get into the big topic, I want to mention I had some, what would I call it? Happy mail. I have to keep it a little bit secret, but this happy mail is not from me. I hope the guys who sent it are actually here. We have Sarah Cross. She sent a letter, and also no name on it. Somebody from Vancouver, Canada sent the letter. These letters are for my son. He has a birthday coming up, and since it's during this virus and pretty much quarantine, we can't go anywhere and do anything special for his birthday. So I was asking all of you, whoever's watching right now, if you can send him a birthday card. Doesn't have to have anything in it, just a birthday card to say happy birthday. He's 9 years old. That address will be down in the link below. So I would like to thank everybody who did that. All right. So I'm just going to hop right into the topic. Losing your crochet mojo, using your Crojo. If you don't know what Crojo is actually just crochet and mojo put together. Crojo is something that inspires your creativity, gets you motivated to create that next project or to continue to the final end of your project. And when you lose your creativity for a crafter, that's like Superman without a cape. It's a pain because you can't do the one thing that you actually, Anonymous Amy, I said, what day is, she said, what day is my son's birthday? It is March 27th. Not March, I'm so bad, May 27th. So it's coming up in a couple of weeks. He's actually been counting down. So if you guys don't mind sending him a card, like I said, his address is down below. Dieta said, I'm making a card for Isaac. Will be in the mail next week. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Lydia says, it's 60 degrees in Nebraska and it's sunny. So lucky for you, it's freezing out here. But like I was saying, we're talking about the Crochet Mojo and losing it. When you lose that, it's like you want to do the one thing you love and you can't, no matter what. You pick up the crochet hook and nothing seems to happen. For the past couple weeks, I have been there. I've been feeling that way. So this live stream for me is going to be more therapeutic than anything. Over the past couple weeks, it's been chaotic. And if you're anything like me, this virus has changed your whole way of life. If you guys follow me or watch any of my live streams, you know how dedicated I am to my business, how much I love crochet. Why wouldn't I want to devote all of my time into creating a job, making money, doing what I love? And I have this routine, I have this schedule, everything lined up. I work midnight still. So I had everything worked out. I was able to help my son with after school and do things like this. And all of a sudden, everything shut down. I'm home. Oh, I see I had a super chat. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. $24.99. All of these lights should be going off and they're not. I don't know what's going on. Must not be hooked up, but thank you so much. He said, happy early birthday gift for Isaac. Thank you so much. I'm going to write your name down because I can't tell him exactly yet. Here we go. Because I was going to do the live stream and bring him on and show him all the cards that were sent for him so he can know that we care about him and his birthday is special and we all care about him. And I'm wondering, why isn't my other things working? I got them all plugged in, but thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate your donation, and Isaac is going to appreciate it even more so. But I was feeling like there's a wrench thrown into my whole gear of work. I had to start doing homeschooling, and do you know how hard it is to teach an elementary school kid how to add fractions? I haven't added fractions since like 1989. I don't know. I don't remember. And we're sitting there watching these videos together. I'm like, play that video again so I can learn what I'm going to teach you, because I have no clue. We're doing all of his classes online, and there's every single class, even art class. Okay, I love being crafty, but I'm busy. But we have to do art still. And I'm looking around my house for all type of crafts to put together. I'm like, okay, this is going to be great. And then there's tears, and we're learning about social studies and science. And I'm like, that's crazy. And also, doing all that, I'm giving less time to my crochet. Then I'm still trying to make money because I'm a business type person. I picked up a job doing managing somebody's YouTube page. And also my mother-in-law, she began selling masks during this. I don't want to say the word because I'll get demonetized. During this virus, she started selling masks. She wasn't good with the online sales of it. So that's the part that I took over. So I was basically like customer service, getting her sales. And I haven't did custom orders in so long. I used to crochet and do custom orders and just sell all the things I make. And I didn't realize how time consuming that is. Trying to talk to people over Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger can be time consuming because you send them a message and they don't happen to check their phone for 10 minutes and back and forth. And I work midnight shift. So therefore I'm getting messages like 3 hours later. So I'm constantly on my phone back and forth whenever I'm awake. So my own personal business, Littlejohn Yarns, I started losing money on my blog because I stopped creating blog posts. I started losing money on my YouTube because I stopped creating videos. It was just so much to me. I didn't know, like, how do people do this? I almost had like a mental breakdown, and I figured I need to get my Crojo back. So I researched, I did a lot of things. And so now I'm going to tell you the 10 things. Now that I'm getting back to the topic, the 10 things that you can do to get back your crochet mojo. But before we get into the 10 things, if you have any tips on how to get back your crochet mojo, I want to start bringing you back into this live stream and be a part of it. I want you to type in capital letters TIP, then write out your tip for getting over this big hill of not being able to crochet. So let me hop in the comments real quick. I see Cheryl Johnson, LOL. My grandson called yesterday for help with his 5th grade geometry. I had to Google to make sure I remembered how to find the area perimeter of a rectangle. Exactly. Bless your heart, because I am doing the same thing. I'm Googling and like, what is this? Why are they learning this in geometry in 5th grade? I don't believe I did geometry until I was in high school. My kid was doing like type of algebraic type stuff like in the 2nd grade. Well, that's good, but I don't remember it. And if you're, I don't know, all states don't do this, but if you're Common Core is the worst thing in the whole entire world. I wish I had a picture of some of my son's homework. It's just insane. Oh, hold on. We have a tip. She says, look at Pinterest. Actually, Trisha, that is a wonderful tip. That is one of mine. Where's my pencil? I'm going to go over. It doesn't have to be in order, so I'm just going to hop into your tip. But thank you so much. Where was that in Pinterest? I put that under, oh, Dieta, I actually pulled you up. I didn't remember to do that, mean to do that. But what did you say? Did anybody see Shark Tank last night? The guy was buying used crochet Afghans. I keep putting people's comments up. Sorry. I wanted to see that and I didn't know what it was all about. So if anybody did see that, tell me what happened. Put exclamation points at the end so I can read it out because I want to know exactly what happened in that whole crochet Shark Tank. Somebody mentioned it in my Facebook group, link down below, and I missed it last night. But back to tip one, number one, where was that? She said Pinterest. Here we go. I put that under get inspired. Sometimes you're just sitting there, what in the world can I crochet? What am I going to do? So why not hop on Pinterest? Pinterest for me is like a free crochet magazine. All I have to do is type in crochet whatever and look through the plethora of things that you can pick through for items to crochet. One of my also favorite things to do, if you've ever been a part of any Facebook groups, I'm a member of probably like 60 crochet Facebook groups. The women and men in these crochet groups create the most inspiring patterns and designs I have ever seen. Just watching them scrolling through those is like an inspiration. Ideas start sparking left and right. Or like I said, you can come to my group. You can also get inspired in my crochet Facebook group, link down below. I hope to see you there. I'm trying to get more involved in my crochet Facebook group. I used to until this past virus, and I haven't been finding the time, but now I have time, and I'll tell you exactly how I did that in a second. Let me hop into my comment. Oh, we got a tip. I hope I put this up right. Here we go. I did it again. That was my second tip. I missed it. How did I show? Oh, I'm just ruining these buttons. Okay, wait, wrong. I'm using all this technical stuff and I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. I seen somebody with a tip. Let me scroll up. Here we go. I got it. This is the one I've been trying to bring up. Maggie says, tip, make something simple but with fun yarn. No, that wasn't even on my, let me see if I can click it off. That wasn't even on my list, but yeah, go shopping in your yarn. Look at, you ever get some of your novelty yarn that's been sitting in the bottom of your craft bin for years? Or am I just talking about myself? And look at that, get inspired to make something completely new that you've never even thought of. Or just because the yarn is so fun, a simple double crochet stitch or a single crochet stitch will make the pattern in itself. Just start crocheting and see what works up. All right, let's see what else. Let me scroll down. Have yarn with Charlie. Browse YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook groups, Google certain items, blankets, towels, etc., and look at images. That's something I also do. I'll just go on to Google, type the word, then click on images, and that's almost like going on Pinterest in itself. All right. Tip number 2. Across that one. What are your daily tasks? What are you doing in a day? Because sometimes you just can't find the time to crochet and do what you want. This was exactly my problem. Everything was so chaotic in my life. I didn't know how to find time to do one thing I love, to relax. So I literally had to make a list of my day. For me, I'm a very forgetful person. So therefore, I have to write everything down. If it's not written, it's not going to happen. So if somebody says, you told me, I'm like, did I write it down when I told you I was going to do it? Then it probably wasn't going to happen. I always tell you about my list that I had before, but I have a rotating midnight shift schedule. Rotates every week. So you can't really see what's going on. I put it in a spreadsheet and found out I had a lot of time between a certain section that I can dedicate to crocheting, to doing some of the things I love. Because when you can't find time, you start to get this anxiety. You rush to do the things to relax. Does that make sense? Have you ever rushed around doing the things in your life just to relax? And when you finally get the time to do something, then somebody asks the question. And being the great people that we are, you don't want to cut somebody off and say, hey, I'm busy. For my kids, I still want to devote the time to them and let them know I'll care about their conversation. If you want to talk to me, mommy can stop and talk to you, but that cuts into my time. But now I've been able to allot some of my time out to make it a little bit easier. Here we go. What else is going on in chat? Have a yarn with Charlie. Even if you sit for 5 minutes, grab my yarn. That's a good idea. Dieta, the crochet episode for the crochet on Shark Tank is on YouTube. Ooh. So I don't know if they'll allow me to send the link. If you find the link, can you put that down below? And I can try to squeeze it in right now into the description box so everybody can find it. But I definitely want to see that. I can't wait. All right, tip number 3. If it wasn't during the quarantine right now, I would say go shopping. Go to the craft store, walk around and see what they have. But since you can't do that right now, if you're anything like me and you're a yarn hoarder, you need to go shopping in your own craft room right now. I talked about last week, what can you do with your scrap yarn and items you can create with your scrap yarn. Take any yarn that you haven't used, cake it up. Put it in someplace nice. Think of some patterns you can have. You have a lot of stuff in your craft room. And like I said, about trying a different yarn, I have so many novelty yarns that's just been waiting to be crocheted, but collecting dust probably the past 5 years. Actually, here's some great novelty yarn I've had for at least 2 years now. Look at this. I don't know what to do with it, but maybe I'll get inspired. Maybe I'll just work this up with a second yarn. Let's see. Maybe I'll put 2 yarns together. Oh, yes. I didn't plan to put this in a video, but these 2 yarns together, that's beautiful. What do you think I should make with this? That's pretty awesome. I'm actually going to make something out of this. But put 2 yarns together and get inspired. I just got inspired right now on camera. There you go. Oh, we have a tip. Here we go. Let's see if I can bring it up right. Here we go. Cheryl says, tip, make ear mask adapters for healthcare workers. Check YouTube. I'm making medium red heart to give to hospitals. One is given to patients and one to a family to bond with them. Giving to others pumps me up. That is an excellent tip. This kind of goes into another tip that I had. Where did I have this? Tip number, I guess this will be 3. I'm not going to number these anymore because they're out of order. So I'll just say next tip. Do something you're not used to doing. If you are a crocheter who always crochets custom orders to make money and you can't figure out what to do next, stop what you're doing, crochet and give to a charity. Create masks, give to somebody else. Or if you're a person that always gives away your items, stop. Crochet and make something for yourself. Shift your focus to something else. I got this tip from the Underground Crafter. I don't know if I put her link down below, but you can Google her. She's a wonderful crocheter. Where did I put this one? By doing these things, like shifting the focus instead of creating something for somebody else and making it for you, you put almost like a time limit on it. Or if you're making it for somebody else, there's a time that you have to be done with it. Or if you're trying something completely new and you realize, you know what, I don't like this. I'm going to go back to crocheting what I usually like. So shift your focus and give to somebody else or give to yourself. All right, what else do I have on here? Oh, I need to take a breather. As usual, if this is your first time joining me, this is wine in my cup. Oh, this cup right here. I love playing with balls. This cup was bought for me as a Christmas present by one of my coworkers. I thought it was the funniest thing. But I drink wine, whatever you're drinking right now. Let it be tea, coffee, wine. Let me know what's in your cup. Oh, Dieta says, I miss the craft stores so much. For me, crafting and thrifting were my absolute favorite thing. I was just talking to my mother about this earlier today. I just want to walk into a store and just look at the pretty crafting items. It's always like for me going to like a museum or going to Disneyland. And now I can't. I'm an introvert. I don't like going to parties or having a whole bunch of people come over. I don't like that. But I do like when my kids go to school and I happen to be off to go shopping by myself, not even buy anything. My last shopping spree was luckily right before everything got shut down. I took $20 and went to all the local thrift stores and raided all their craft areas. I ended up getting so much stuff. I got scarves, yarn, macrame cords, crochet books, and I just loved it. And now I can't. I miss it so much. Just to browse. Here we go. Sonja says, I need that cup. I know, it's funny. Here we go. Unapologetically Mocha. Hey, how you doing? I kept getting tagged in the kitty couch meme. So I posted on Facebook that I thought the pattern and that I bought the pattern and was taking orders. In half an hour, I ended up getting 15 orders. Wow. I didn't see the kitty couch meme. I did not see that. I feel like I need to like Google this as we talk so I can like laugh at the same time. Maybe if I type crochet couch meme. I learned I can't. Oh my goodness. I think I see it. I'm not going to switch my screen around because last time I switched my screen around, my videos start making all type of noise and I had to shut down everything. So, but congratulations on all those orders. I love a good yarn hustler. Everybody lift whatever's in your cup and give it cheers. Okay, realistic cartist. I think I said that right. I'm new to crochet and I make blankets. I need ideas for beginners that don't overwhelm me. Actually, you're probably no longer a beginner. I tell this to people all the time. If you know the basic 4 crochet stitches, you can crochet anything. You just need a good pattern to follow along to. Follow along to? Did I say that right? Yes, you just need a good pattern to follow. You can create more complicated stitches. This leads into another tip. I am so out of order. Here we go. Next tip. Try a new stitch. Try a new pattern. Try to up your game. Challenge yourself. Try something more complicated like the broom stitch, the alpine stitch. Let's see, the herringbone stitch. I never said it out loud. The bouillon. Is it bouillon? I know that's a cube you put in your food, but that stitch that kind of goes around like a spiral. Try something new. Because sometimes just crocheting the same basic granny square or whatever you like to do can get boring. Give yourself like your brain a mental to get you going. Oh, the pineapple stitch. That will stimulate your mind, if not anything. Because if you mess up a stitch on a pineapple stitch, you will not have a pineapple. You'll just have this lacy, crazy material. Hey, J Hook. Hey, sorry I'm late. Today's topic is so perfect for me. Thank you for joining me, everybody. J Hook Crochet. She's a moderator in the group. We got a donation. We $5 from Have a Yarn with Charlie. Thank you so much for your wonderful advice, everybody. Cheers to Have a Yarn with Charlie. Oh, thank you so much. Let me see if I can. Where's the buttons to turn these off? I'm always so ill prepared. Wrong button. Woo, scared myself. I spilled my drink on my leg. I was about to be so proud of myself for not being startled by any of these things, but apparently, yeah, I got startled by myself. Oh, during the craziness of this whole me being flustered, I have 3 pair of glasses. I lost them all. So therefore, I don't like being on camera without my glasses. To me, I feel like I'm missing a part of my face without my glasses. I have 3 and I lost them all, but then I found one, and the one I found, the thing broke. So I've been walking around my house like, you know, the crazy woman without her glasses. So I had to order some more. A good place to order glasses. I'm a love talk about tips and cheap stuff. Go to xenianoptical.com. You can get glasses with prescription as low as like $6.95. That's why I don't feel bad about my glasses breaking or I'm losing them, because I'm paying. It's so cheap, the glasses that I buy. So it's okay that I lose them all the time. That's why I have so many. I need to buy 3 more. Oh, bubbles in the bubble machine. Bree, thank you so much. I forgot. No wonder it didn't make any noise and it didn't like get me. And don't laugh at my bubble mix. I ran out of bubble mix, but I made homemade bubbles with my son a couple years ago, and it's like this stuff in this container. So let me fill that up. Here we go. Is this a bubble? Okay, I think not enough bubbles in it. Still need more? Okay. Bree, thank you so much for the reminder. I completely forgot, and now I'm completely out of this. I need to buy bubbles for next week so I don't forget. Okay, we talked about let's not get complicated. Okay, this happens to me a lot. You ever work on a big project? I remember I was working last year on this crochet sweater dress, and I was just taking so long. I could not find the motivation to finish this project. No matter what, I was like, I just don't want to go back to it. I got tired of doing the same stitch over and over and over again, and I put it down. I didn't publish that pattern. I created it in like summertime. I published it after Thanksgiving, almost, I think it was December. So it was sitting on a hook for 4 months. That's a long time. But you know what? Sometimes to get your crochet back, take that. It was okay. It was on the hook. I just put that thing down because it was dragging me down. I just couldn't pull myself to finish it. Like weeks has gone by and I didn't do nothing else. But once I put that project down, I picked up something else. Sometimes you just need something else to bring you back into it, because crochet at times and certain patterns can be monotonous. You're doing it over and over and over and over again. So switch it up. Try another pattern. Oh, Feral Girl says, I'll suggest a shelf stitch blanket in the round for realistic cardists. Different enough not to be boring, but easy enough not to overwhelm. No, that is a good stitch. Like the shelf stitch, if you don't know what it is, it's just, what is it, 5 stitches within 1 stitch. Wait, it's single crochet, then 5 stitches in the next, single crochet in the next. That brings the stitches back down like a fan. It's such a pretty stitch. So that's a good recommendation. Iris Jenkins, I also need to work on foundation stitches. Something to do. No, that is a tip in itself. Just don't create anything. Just learn the stitch. You don't have to make anything out of the stitch. Just learn how to do it. Learn how to perfect it. I love the foundation any stitches because it creates a nice, if you start a foundation row on a chain stitch, and if you make your chains too tight, you ever notice you're making a blanket and that bottom row kind of goes like this because it's too tight? When you do a foundation row, all of that it's a lot looser, so you don't have to worry about that tightness in it. But what I don't like about the foundation rows, it takes a second for my brain to register on exactly how to do it. I have to do like mantras like into the loop, wrap, pull two, into the loop, pull two. I have to do that. Every time I do them, I don't know it by heart. I have to go to YouTube to learn how to do it, to go back to start my pattern. J Hook Crochet, Alicia, did you happen to get my No, I didn't get your package. Another girl whose package I sent at the same day just got hers yesterday. I did not get it. I did check my mailbox yesterday, so tomorrow is Sunday, so it'll be closed. So I'll try again Monday. I know you told me about that package in February. That was a while. That was a while ago. Let's see. Have a yarn with Charlie said, hi, Whisper. Oh, Whisper Crochet must be here. I didn't see her. Let me scroll up in the comments to see if she said hi. Oh, don't see her. Let's see what else is going on in the comments. Jenny says, I prefer to crochet with variegated yarn on big projects. I don't get bored working on it as fast if it's a repeat row. You know, because I guess I don't know if this is what you're trying to explain, just by I'm just going to call it yarn pulling, it creates something not boring. You wonder what the next row will look like. Have you ever accidentally yarn pulled? I'm not a great yarn puller, but I've accidentally yarn pulled many a times when I worked on my Andy machine. If you don't know what that is, that I'll just show you real quick. When I work on my crochet adding machine, I can't knit, but I love the idea of knitting. All you do is put an item in here and you crank and a knit tube comes out. This is the 22 needle. And I also have I think it's a 46 needle over here in the back. Definitely recommend them. Also, there is a girl who's in our live stream right now, Jojo Juju Addy Express knitting patterns. She has like at least 200 now. You got a lot of patterns of Addy Express knitting machine patterns on her site. So look for her little icon. It's Jojo Juju Addy Express. Click on it, go to her page, subscribe, then come right back and finish watching all these tips. Okay, let's see, what else am I missing? Cross that one out. Here's a good one. Clean your tongue-tied. Clean your craft area. My mom always told me there's nothing better than coming home to a clean house. Well, there's nothing better than looking at your craft area or your craft room clean. I'm not going to lie. See what you see right here? This is kind of organized, but what you don't see out there, that was looking crazy for a while. And when I would look at my craft area, I would just get like heavy, like, I don't want to even begin to touch this or start on this table. It was just too much. But when you take the time, you sit down and you start cleaning your craft area. It's almost like going shopping. You start finding things you didn't know you have. When you free up all this space, you free up the clutter in your mind and you just feel so much better. And cleaning your craft area will lead into getting together your scrap yarn, and getting your scrap yarn will lead you finding all new scrap yarn projects. It's like a snowball type event. Let's see. Bree says, I even worked through a chevron pattern and figured out how to do the foundation stitches in the chevron. No one anywhere online made a tutorial on chevron foundation stitches, so I figured it out myself. Random. Have you guys ever like created your own crochet stitch or something, or figured out how to do something that's not traditionally done in crochet? I do it all the time. The way I weave in my ends when I crochet, I try not to do it within my YouTube videos. My hair's doing weird things, but I just crochet like the yarn into it. If it's the same, if it's a different color, I don't know. I do my own technique so I don't have to weave in all these ends, but it's something I haven't seen anywhere. I actually went through the Crochet Craft Yarn Council to become an official crochet instructor. I never finished the classes. I need to do it again. I just overwhelmed myself at another period of time in my life. But they didn't even teach you how to do something like that. They taught you how to weave in your ends, but it was still like the strenuous way of taking a yarn needle and threading it through stuff, and it's quite annoying. So I'll make up my own pattern or way on how to do things. Let's see what else we get in here. Oh, if you are just getting here and you have a tip, so I'll be able to see it because the comment section always scroll, and I want to get you guys more involved in the stream. Type TIP in capital letters and then put out your tip. That way it'll stand out and I'll be able to read whatever you have to say. Or if you have any questions, you can also do it through Super Chat. When you donate through Super Chat and you ask the question, that automatically pops up on my screen, and it also helps me continue to make videos like that. And I'll hop back into this with Super Chat. If you donate $4.99 and down, I'm not going to say that because my bubbles, yes, they have been working. $4.99 and down, the disco light goes off. $9.99 and down, the bubbles and disco light goes off. 10 and up, the balloon, bubble, and disco light all goes off at the very same time. Oh, that was a tongue twister, so I need to take a sip. Cheryl says, yes, JoJo is great. She is the sweetest, most talented person on that adding machine I have ever met. I also have created addy patterns on my channel. You can go check out all of those. But I ran out of ideas. She keeps coming out with ideas left and right every week. I'm like, you're an absolute genius. Oh, I can't. Deshea? Did I say that right? No, Denisha. I'm sorry. Denisha says you can't click the icon anymore. Oh, okay. Write it down and go Google and look for it later. That's a pain. I'm sorry. But you have to find her. She's awesome. There we go. Oh, Hook Crochet says she just packed up my boy from 4 years of college. Are you saying you packed him up to school or you packed him up to bring? Well, he's probably hung with you right now. Is he there for good right now? Explain. Jojo says, you're the one that inspired me, Alicia. Thank you so much. Jenny Rupert, I'm taking classes through the American Crochet Association. I've never heard of that one. How are the classes? Are they strenuous? I'm going to have to write that down before I lose it because I won't remember the name. American Crochet Association. American Crochet Association. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, what tips am I on now? We had clean your craft area. What we did. What's your favorite pattern? What do you love to do? Sometimes if I'm trying to be a genius and create a new crochet sandal pattern or a new crochet shawl, and I just can't do it. Go back to doing what you love. I love to crochet hats. I've always loved crocheting hats. They are quick things to make. When you make a blanket, that's like a couple day dedication, something you have to dedicate your time to. But when you crochet a hat, for me, I know I can get that done that day. It's like instant gratification for me. That is my go-to. If you're, oh, I see we have a donation. Thank you. It went off late. Oh, I never hit the right one. Oh, nope, I missed it again. I'm always scared the balloon's gonna pop. Happy Mother's Day. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much, Proverbs 31. Everybody, raise your cup and cheers to Proverbs 31. Thank you. Whew. It's funny. I've seen it go off. I don't know why I always get scared. It's just, I guess it's my thing now. Jenny Rupert, the classes are easy at your own pace. They have a Facebook page and group. I've been crocheting on and off since I was 6, and I'm almost 45 and have learned, I got the soap in my hair. I've learned a lot. You know what? When I went through those classes through the Craft Yarn Guild Associate, I forget the name. When I went through those classes, I did learn some stuff I never knew. When I used to crochet, when you do your foundation chain, let's say you're starting a blanket, I would always just go through one loop when I went across. But you're actually supposed to go through 2 loops as you crochet. I didn't know that on the single chains. There's so many things that I did learn. And some things that I learned that were the correct way, I realized I hate and I do it myself. Like the correct way to do the second row on a double crochet is to start with a chain 3. That chain 3 represents a double crochet. And then you go into the next stitch and start a double crochet. I can't stand that look because when you create that with the chain 3 on the sides, it's a weird gap that happens with your work. Oh, I have a YouTube tutorial for that. I'm going to put that in, but it creates a lumpiness and it's not straight and it's spacey. You can do something else called a standing double crochet to represent, to stand in for the double crochet because it's almost just as thick as a double crochet. You can also chain 1 and just double crochet back into that same stitch. There's a lot of techniques, but there's stuff you learn in there that's pretty awesome. All right, where was I? Have a yarn with Charlie. Blind stitch. I will check your channel out. Oh, there's a channel. Whoever that was, make sure you check them out. Oh, we have a tip. Okay. MSG Diaz 1959. Order yourself a special new hook. It could be hand-carved hook from furls or maybe one of those handcrafted handles on it or a polymer clay handle. You won't be able to resist giving it a try. No, I didn't even put that tip on my thing. That is an awesome one. Hold on. I got to scroll to see if I can take it down. Here we go. It worked. Sometimes buying something pretty, a new craft gadget, like a brand new hook, is just the thing you need just to burn that crochet fire you have in you. I have this crochet hook I've been wanting to use. I did a review on it maybe the beginning of January. There was this couple from, I forget where they were from. No, there was a couple from the Ukraine that made these beautiful handcrafted crochet hooks. It's just so beautiful. I can't use it, but I think if I would have decided to pick that up while I was going through my lack of Crojo, maybe that could inspire me to make something beautiful because it's just something so nice you just couldn't resist to use. Here we go. Realistic Cardist says, my grandma is 93 and she taught me. I'm 42. Oh, that's so awesome. Same here. My grandma taught. How old were you when she taught you? My grandma taught me when I was 7 years old, and I have loved it ever since. I mean, when I was young, on and off, I would do it. But within the past, like 5 years, I don't know. It's just pretty much taken over my life. I can't stop crocheting. That's why I'm trying to make crochet my business, to do what I love. Who wouldn't love to do that? All right. Hook crochet. My boy was gone for 4 years, but now he's home. Everybody, cheers for hook crochet for her peace. I still got bubbles in my hair. Well, tell him welcome home. I don't know if you're happy or just, See, I'm not an empty nester yet. I still got a little one. He's going to be 9 at the very end of this month, and I have a 19-year-old. She's at college, but she's at the community college. She's still home with us, which is still nice. I think when she finally does leave, it'll probably scare me a little bit because let's say when she's at work at night and she gets off of work at 11 o'clock, I don't feel settled till I know everybody's in my house at night. Once everybody's home, I feel like I can sleep better, and to know that she would be off somewhere is a little bit scary. And speaking of my son, I'm whispering, he's having a birthday at the very end of this month. I'd asked some of the people earlier, but if you're just getting here, since it's his birthday and we can't go out and give a party like we usually would or invite friends over, I'm asking if you don't mind, if you would send him a card for his birthday. I'll leave the address. The address is already down below. I wish I don't have one of his pictures by me. I'm going to bring him out in a second so you can see him. I'll leave the address down below, but maybe send him a birthday card. Nothing has to be in it, just the happy birthday. And on my live stream after his birthday, I'll have him open those. But let me introduce you to my son. Hey, Isaac, can you introduce yourself to my friends? Can you introduce yourself to my friends? He's like, Say hi.
Hi.
See, this is the little, how old are you going to be at the end of the month?
9.
When's your birthday?
May 27th.
May 27th. You're going to be an old man? Am I embarrassing you? Want me to let you go? Am I allowed to give you a kiss on the cheek or no? I guess that's a no. I was embarrassing him on camera. But isn't he so handsome? He's a very shy boy. All right, let me get back into what we were talking about. What's going on in the comments? Here we go. Aw, Brini says he's cute. Thank you. Aw, he's gorgeous. I got one of those. Victoria said he's cute. Thank you so much. He's such a quiet boy. I remember when I was pregnant with him, everybody just said, you wait, when you have a son, he's going to run you ragged. He is such a quiet boy. Whenever we go out in public, if anybody says, would you like, no, thank you. No, thank you. He just sits there. He's just extremely, extremely shy, but I'm lucky. Jenny says, my favorite set of hooks doesn't have a name. I bought them off eBay for $8. I have a favorite set of hooks that are super cheap. I bought them off a Wish. If you don't know what Wish is, it's like that really cheap website, you can buy like dirt cheap items. They're so cheap because there's no middleman. It comes from manufacturer straight to you. These wooden crochet hooks, I am a lover of, luckily I have right here. I am a lover of Susan Bates. Susan Bates is my favorite crochet hook. If you look at the hook, you can kind of see it's like a very sharp curve. And other crochet hooks I'm reaching over, like, here we go. This is a boy crochet hook. Can you see? It's very round and blunt. I don't like that. I like that sharpness of the Susan Bates. And where you look, oh, we have a donation in the bubbles. Hey, Lori Murphy, how you doing? My nephew is 9 and not shy. Whoop. I never know which one. Button. Everybody raise your glass to Lori Murphy. I got a little bit on my chin. He's 9. Everybody told me he was going to be jumping off things when he was a year and a half. He had to be a year and a half. He was in his crib. I have a nephew who's exactly 6 months older than him. He went to lean out of his crib. I guess the scariness of almost falling. He went, whoa. He never jumped out of his crib. He never climbed up anything. He slid to walk down steps. He slid on his butt until he was like 5 instead of just walking down the steps normal. It took me all of my blood and all of my sweat to teach that boy how to ride a bike because his fear from falling. He's failed twice in his life. He received 2 boo-boos his whole entire life. One when he was like 4, because he never falls. He's very careful. And the second time when he was 6, when I was teaching him how to ride a bike, and he almost never rode a bike again. He won't get the mail because he got stung by a bee last year. So he's like, I'm never getting mail from a mailbox again. But we're slowly therapeutically training him to open the mailbox now. But he's just the safest kid. It's crazy. All right. Oh my goodness. I think I'm on one of my last tips. No, I'm not. I still have 2 tips. Sometimes, there's another tip, get personally inspired about yourself, not about crochet or anything. I am a believer in self-motivation. I love to watch motivational speakers. I don't know if you can tell that when you hear that in my tone of voice, but those people get my energy pumping. And on my way to work, because I work midnight shift, so let's say I'm driving to work, my work drive is 45 minutes. This might sound strange to some, but it works for me. I listen to affirmations. Oh, we have another donation. I don't see where it is. Something went off. Oh, J-Hope Crochet, thank you so much. One day this balloon is going to pop. It got pretty big. One day it's going to get me. She said, if I send him I whispered, if I send him a card, he will get it next year. Happy birthday, little dude. You know what? I want to write that down. Because like I said before, the live stream after his birthday or before his birthday, I'm going to let him see all the cards and the donations that he gets. So what you send, I'll have it in cash for him. So I'm like, this is from Linda Madison. This is from Reggie. So he'll know. J-Hook. Here we go. I'll put that all down so, we won't forget. But Victoria Smart, she says, cheers. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Here we go. Blind Stitch is Creations. Hi, Alicia. This is, hey, Marwell. I finally changed my channel name. Yeah, if you didn't tell me this was Marwell, I wouldn't have knew who it was at all. But thank you so much for telling me. So are you doing stuff specifically for blind now, or what is this? Tell me. All right. Anonymous Amy. Isaac usually comes running. He usually does come running. Maybe is the novelty of it wore off. He's like, oh, she's just doing a live stream again. He gets into his like video games and tablets, and he'll just zone out. It's like when I try to talk to my husband. My husband, I'm getting mad about my hair. My husband, he loves to scroll through Facebook, and I'll be talking to him, and this will be him. And I'm like, did you hear me? Hey, hello. He's like, what? What did you say? Sure, huh? What? But my son has that same thing that goes on. Once he's into something or one of his games, he's gone. Here we go. Iris Jenkins. My 4 and 7-year-old boys are very active and rough. The oldest is shy, but the youngest is outspoken and already sarcastic. I think what made my son be so introverted, because I have 2 kids, but they are 10 years apart. Like a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, they can go at each other. I mean, it's probably, unfortunately, you have to mediate through that craziness, but they can go at each other. But they'll always have them stories when they grow up, when they're like 27 and 24. You know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, remember when we were young and we jumped out of the tree and mom had to take, one of those stories. Blind Stitch says, right now I'm just showing what I'm creating because I still don't know where I want to go with my channel. And I was asking for your advice or any tips you may have. You know what? Actually, start with just talking about it, because how many people in the world are like you and just need your advice or to hear your experiences or to hear your complaints about crochet YouTubers who just don't speak well through their patterns and say, hey, put this here. And you're like, where's hair? Just tell your experience. You being blind, you can do anything, attach a blind to it. And me, I would watch that just out of like curiosity, like, oh, girl, let me hear. And there's people in the world just like you that have no voice. And now you'll be that central voice. Hook Crochet. If real school opens back up again, he'll be moving to. Oh, let me press the button before the balloon pops. I'm just gonna say TDC donated a $20. Thank you so much. I made your super easy granny square sweater for beginners while we were in lockdown, and I'm so grateful for it. Thank you so much. Also got the beginner pattern book you have on Etsy. Can't wait to make more. Thank you so much. Ooh, the bubbles is wet on my back. Everybody, cheers to, you scrolled up. Cheers to TDC. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I got the bubbles in my hair. Okay. Victoria says, Victoria, you are always the quickest to say cheers. Cheers. Here we go. Evelyn, mother of 3 sons, stitches and broken bones, but I know every football play. My kid, he refused. I remember we put him in, was it taekwondo? I should have known. My son's a lover. He's not a fighter. He loves his mom. He wants to sit around me. He loves his sister. He likes women because women are the one that says, oh, baby, are you okay? He was in taekwondo. He hated it. It was jujitsu. And has to do with a lot of wrestling. He's like, Mom, I don't like people touching me. I don't like people on top of me. I just don't like this. I'm like, what other sports you want to play? You want to play football? But he's like, I don't even like gym class, Mom. I'm like, okay. Oh, but his favorite thing is golf. I guess golf is less competitive. It's still competitive, but you don't have that person right there running next to you or chasing after you. And that's something his father loves to do. So that's something they do together. There we go. Bree says, I lose my crochet strictly. Scrolled up on me. Bree says, I lose my crochet strictly when I run out of projects to do. Really hard to keep coming up with things to make and who to give them to without turning someone home into a museum of your work. Yes, 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 yes. I have totes and totes of crochet items. I no longer sell my crochet goods. When I was doing custom orders, I was able to feed that need by doing custom orders and people would buy the stuff I make. But now I'm just creating patterns and tutorials and I have all these things. And usually at the end of the season, I just give them away to coworkers. Oh, here's a tip. Give it away to charity. Or I just donate mine to the thrift store. That's what I do personally. I love to crochet, but like I said, you don't want to turn somebody's house into a museum. My grandma's house was a crochet museum. She had the crochet Afghan. She had the crochet seat cushions. She had the crochet toilet paper dolls. Oh my God, the crochet tablecloth. She had one of these big, huge, I don't know if you remember this. I don't know. Hopefully everybody's old enough for this, but She had an 8-track player, but it was like huge. It was a piece of furniture, 8-track, because it had an 8-track, a little record player, and a little radio. And it was just huge, a floor model. And there was like a crochet Afghan over top of that. House Crochet Museum. Mine isn't too bad. Well, it is a crochet museum because this craft room that you see right here is not a room. This is my living room. I turned into my craft room. I'm human. I don't have a big, huge house, but I took over. But hopefully we're going to start finishing my basement so I can have my own craft area. Oh, Lori says your son will make a perfect husband someday. He is sweet. He loves his women, and he take care of his women because his women love him because he's adorable. Okay, Blind Stitch says, hi, I was wondering, can I make your Adidas baby shoes and sell it? Listen, guys, if I have any patterns, you can sell whatever you make from my pattern. This is a side note. We'll get back into the 10 ways to stay crochet motivated. When you see crocheters say you cannot sell anything from my crochet pattern, they have no right to say that. Crochet patterns are protected by copyright. Copyright only protects written words. Crocheters can't tell you what to do with their project after it's done because you put in the work, you put in that labor, you put in the material money, it is yours. So yes, this goes for any crocheter. You can crochet whatever pattern and sell it. I'm sure some people will be mad, but you can. What I miss? I thought I seen something from J Hook. I must have missed it. The art is mine. Get him into golf. My little cousins are the Venus and Serena of golf. Morgan and McKinnon Rodriguez. He loves golf. His father is obsessed with golf. It's one of those like Vagabonds type stories. His grandfather, my son's great grandfather, was a caddy when he was a young man, and he just picked up from then on, and he just passed it on to all of his children. Their children passed it on to their grandchildren, and now my husband and my son, they like to go golfing. I find it so cute. Well, he needs a new set of golf clubs because his first set of golf clubs were so tiny. But he's growing so fast, and to spend that money on a brand new set again, it's just like, here we go. Oh, Hook Crochet said, if Real School opens back up again, he'll be moving towards your town. He got a scholarship in Penn State master's program. Everybody, cheers to Hook Crochet. Okay, let me hop into this is one of the very last one that we can chit chat, gossip, do whatever you want to. What you need to do, stop crocheting. Stop what you're doing. The stress of thinking, what am I going to do next? How am I going to find time to crochet? What type of yarn? Just stop. Sometimes the stress of thinking of it is what's killing you, what's killing your motivation. Leave it alone. I don't know if you noticed, I just started recently I got a new pattern coming out. I put out another video. I just started putting out videos. I just had to stop it all and not worry about losing money. I still have my day job, thankfully, and not worry about any of that and just chill. All I did was live streams. I knew that's what made me happy at the end of the week, doing the live stream, talking to all of you and having a good time and venting my stress. But I knew I'm going to put away the crochet patterns. I'm going to put away the blog. I'm going to stop thinking about all of this and relax. And eventually you'll come back to it. It's like riding a bike. It's something you'll never let go. I've realized over the years, I've done that many, many times. Who was that? Oh, Joanne, thank you so much. That's for Isaac. It's something still blowing up. Which one is this? I don't see it. Thank you so much, Joanne. Everybody give her a cheers. Let me write your name down. Joanne. Thank you so much. That will go directly to him. And should we do this next week? Let me look at my calendar. Next week is the 16th. We'll do it on the 23rd live. We'll do it before his birthday. Everybody likes a little gift before their birthday instead of doing it on the 30th. Nobody wants to do that. Okay, where am I back? Liz says, it does work not crocheting for a while. And thanks for bringing me back to the topic. I've pretty much done that my whole life. Crocheted nonstop as a child. I don't say stop crocheting for years, but then I wouldn't crochet again. I wouldn't pick it up until high school. And then I stopped when I had my first child when I was 20. And then I picked it up again. And I think now that I'm a crochetaholic, I can't see myself putting crochet away for years. I guess my children are now to an age where I can have a hobby. Because I guess when they were younger, when you have young kids, to have a hobby, God bless you. My kid can poop in the toilet and I can crochet over here. That's why doing homeschooling is monkey wrenching everything. It's hard. Here we go. TDC says, I love that yarn behind you. Looks like some velvet. Oh, I'll show you that. Oh, you scrolled up. Velvet like lilac and red, black and gray, white. So cute. Are those for specific projects? No, these are this whole section. These I'll use. This whole section is, I don't know what to do with this yarn. It is beautiful. It is like a velvety. I don't know what to compare it to. It's the velvet of a blanket yarn, but it's flat and variegated. It's so beautiful. I don't know what to make with it. When I thought when I seen it online, this is a once debunked wonderful place to buy yarn. It was called dbny.com. You were able to buy liquidated yarns at like dirt cheap prices. You see this plastic bag from here to here? I got this whole bag for $1. Each like a 5 skeins for $1 for the whole package. I went ham, but unfortunately, I'm drooling. You don't see that. But unfortunately, that website shut down. But when I worked it up, it was so thick. I thought I could make a sweater out of it, but the material was thicker than what I thought. Here's a little piece of it worked up. Maybe I can make a pillow, or it'll be a nice blanket. Can you see the... Oh, it's another one for Isaac. Sunset Creations, thank you so much. Everybody, cheers. I got to write you down for him, too. Oh, that bubble's getting my back. I lost the name. Wait. Here we go. Sunset Creations. Thank you so much, Victoria. You're on it. She said cheers. Everybody, give a cheers to Victoria. Anonymous Amy, was it the 38 for 100? Yes, that was the video. When I say 38 for 100, I didn't include shipping. I believe I actually paid $58 for the whole 100 skeins of yarn, but it was heaven to get that huge box in the mail and just go through all that yarn. All this yarn too. All of this, and there's some over there was from that shipment. I miss it. I've been looking for other yarn places like that, but I haven't found one. I did a live stream and a blog on where to find cheap yarn. Actually, I'm going to look for that right now and put it in a description box for you. Because I did find a lot of cheap places. Trying to type at the same time, Littlejohn yarns. I did find a lot of cheap places. And if you're not from America, that's fine. The majority of places ship all around the world. So you don't have to worry about, oh, it doesn't come to me either. Here's the link. Come on, click. See, this time I'm ready. I got the back end of my video up and ready so I can instantly put the information in the description box for you. Here we go. And down. I guess it's not as instant as I thought. Cheap yarn. Print. Not print, save. Okay. It's officially in there. Whew. Let's see. Whisper SDI says cheers to Diana. And what else? Let's scroll down. Oh, TDC says it looks like it would be a cozy blanket for sure. It is a nice material. I can see it being like extremely soft. This, I put a grand. This is the granny stitch in there. This would, it doesn't look cute with a granny stitch, not at all. But a nice little even double crochet rows back and forth would make a really nice blanket. And it would probably work up really quick. I wish you can feel it. So I'll try to twist it so you can see how scooshy it is. Here we go. There we go. Sunset Creations. I'm not able to get out because I'm disabled. So I can't get him a birthday card. So I figured this would work too. No, it does. Thank you. And like I said, excuse my sloppy writing. I am creating a list. So you won't be forgotten about. I'm going to put this over here. So I'll read your names on a live stream. And like I said, I appreciate it so much. So thank you. Oh, I see a tip. Let's read it. Tip: yarn and favorite beverage, coffee or wine works for me, but water is extremely important. Wine and water. See, after I'm done with this, I can have a little bit of water to water down all the wine I drink. Okay, let me move that off. Here we go. Oh, but watch, I pulled her tip up. If you put capital TIP for tip and write out whatever you want, I'll be able to see that, and I'll bring your tip up to the front of the screen so we can share with everybody. So I'm trying to get like a more involved live stream instead of just me just yapping all around. All right, where am I? Blind Stitch. What's the name of? Oh, is my thing not plugged in? Oh, stop. I have to plug in my laptop. Give me a second, guys. It's about to die. My last live stream, I didn't have my charger ready and everything messed up. Okay, I got my charger in this time. I'm walking back around. Hopefully I won't trip on the wire. Whew. Excuse me. This is from Linda. Isn't the variegated yarn red, white, and blue? Which one? This one? This is kind of lilac red, pink, and a deep, deep, deep purple. It looks black, but it's a deep purple. Here we go. Oh, we got a tip. Whisper says, just like trying a new hook out, try a new kind of yarn. You know what? I'm going to bring out my specialty yarn. You're going to hear me. I should have grabbed it when I was plugging everything in, but I'm going to bring out my big tote of specialty yarn that's been sitting in my stash, just like, what should I do with it? No, this will probably be another live stream. Like, what are you supposed to do with your novelty yarn? So I'm still yip yapping. I'm not gone. Ugh. Here we go. Here it comes. Oh, I pulled up somebody. Oh, I might as well read it too. Today's tips were awesome. Very helpful for when crochet gets me down. I have to go. Tomorrow is Mother's Day here, and we have a lot planned. Good night. Thank you so much for joining us, Reggie, and happy Mother's Day. Here we go. So, try a different yarn. This is probably some yarn I got from a Goodwill or something like this. I have a couple skeins of this. It's like a velvety. It's almost exactly like this, but a little bit thinner. What am I supposed to do with that? I have a whole bunch of this, like it's called angel hair, or I don't know what it's called. I have a whole bunch of this. It's been sitting for years. What am I going to do with that? I don't know. Here's some more yarn. I got a whole bunch of these. Like most of these crazy novelty yarns, Punxsutawney's not that close to me. If you ever heard of Punxsutawney Phil, I'm about an hour and a half away from that location. Well, they were having some type of antique show or shop they had up there. They were not giving away, they had yarn for sale for like 50 cents a skein. It wasn't just yarn, but I guess some yarn company just got rid of their yarn. So it was me and like 50 other women, like crafters, waiting at this locked gate. We were all there for one reason. It was like a room. They sold a whole bunch of other stuff, and yarn was just one particular section that they sold. But I knew the crafters that wanted yarn. Hello. What'd you say?
Should I just rebut this or
For what?
Or is it okay?
Rewet it.
Okay.
My daughter's wondering about her beautiful curls. She's like, do I need to redo my hair? I'm like, yeah. But yarn for 50 cents a skein. And when the gates opened, me and the other girl crafters, we ran straight for the yarn. Yarn was flying everywhere. I was just grabbing whatever. I didn't even know what I wanted. I wasn't even, because it was like in a big bin. It was in a big bin like this, like times 100. And I was just putting it in. Imagine being in like one of those money machines and you have to catch money. That was like, I just kept throwing stuff in the bag. I'm like, I'll think about what it is later. I spent probably about $150. I went crazy. I know it's yarn I didn't need. And now I have all these like yarns that I haven't used. I don't know what to do with. They're beautiful though. Beautiful. All right, we got another tip. I see. Tip. Research crochet history. Try antique pattern. The terminology and stitches were different 100 years ago. Challenge the brain. That is an excellent tip. I have seen some crochet patterns where you make this huge, intricate pattern, but when you read the crochet pattern, the whole pattern is this big. And it has like row 1, 2, 3, all within like one tiny little paragraph. And her terminology is so different. And I guess that will get your brain to like click, like activate to try to do something else. Like, what are they trying to say? What are they trying to explain? And I find it so funny because I'm a pattern writer too. How much detail I give for my patterns. My patterns all come with a free tutorial. That's where most of you find me from, but there's also a paid written pattern. I have the free patterns on my blog, but if you want the pattern with no ads or nothing, you can pay a fee for that. But I have all these things that help you work for the pattern. And every once in a while, most of the people like my patterns, but every once in a while, people's like, it's too vague. I don't understand. I'm like, this pattern is so drawn out. If you were even just 40 years ago, the patterns were still this big. Crazy. There we go. Oh, we have another tip. By Angela Young. Tip. I like to look at pictures of items I made in the past. Going down old memory lane helps a lot. That is a good tip. I do that too. I'm not the best on Instagram, but I'll go through my Instagram. I'll scroll all the way to the beginning when I started doing my like crochet business, doing custom orders. I like to see how my pictures weren't as pretty as they are now, and like, oh, look at that. Maybe I should try that again. Or making that baby elephant hat was so fun. It inspires you to do other things. Here we go. Sunset Creation says, make your friend smile. Send them a yarn they've never used, or you can exchange with them for a yarn they have that they never used. That is an excellent tip. That's what I need. I need to find a good like yarn buddy to swap yarns with. I remember somebody told me like, hey, why don't you have so much yarn? Why don't you donate your yarn? I'm like, donate. I don't want to sound like I'm selfish and I don't care about people. I'll donate the items that I make with my yarn. But giving away yarn is hard. I can't give away yarn. I love the yarn I have. It's like my family to me. It's crazy. But if I could have somebody to swap yarn with, I'd be like, hey, I'll give you 3 3 blanket yarns for so-so. That'd be cool. I can handle that. What we got? Relic Good says, I'm working my way through the 1800s. Crochet and knitting were commonly taught to all girls. Written patterns presume that crocheter has a working knowledge and really goes into how-to details. You're right. I remember I was looking at one pattern. It said increase 2 times in row 4. I could never write. I would get murdered if I put that in my pattern. Increase 2 times on row 4. They're like, what do you mean? Where to increase? How do you increase? I'm like, that's what they did then. But I think I want to do the same thing. Maybe I should do that for a video tutorial. Take a pattern from the 1800s and just work my way through the decades. That sounds fun. Me personally, I love vintage style hats, but I've never went all the way to the 1800s. What did you say you were working on? Oh, you didn't say. What are you working on right now? That's pretty nifty. A. Jones, do you know a way to get them translated? Personally, I don't know. For some of the old patterns that I've looked at in the past and worked on for fun, I kind of had enough crochet knowledge to figure out exactly what they talk about. Let's say you're making a hat. On a hat, you do even increases throughout rows. Let's say row 2 is 2 crochets in each stitch all the way around. Row 3 would be increase, 1 stitch, increase, 1 stitch, increase all the way around. The next stitch will be increase 2 stitches. It's weird. It's like a natural increase, so I know exactly where they go. Sonja Clemens. She says, no one would fault you for that. I would probably say, no, I will share, but not give away my stash. Yeah, I was teaching a coworker how to crochet, and I'm like, she probably needs some yarn to crochet. And I was going through my stash. I'm like, okay, I have lots of yarn. I'm like, what yarn can I give her? Then I'm like, then I end up going to my scrap yarns that I made cakes out of. I'm like, I'll give her a couple cake yarns. They look fancy. She don't know the difference. But I feel bad. I just love it so much. There's so much, and it's so beautiful, and it's everywhere, and it's this yarn and this yarn. There's so many different types of yarn. I'm obsessed. Okay. Yes, Alicia says, Anonymous Amy. Jojo Juju says, that's a great idea from an old pattern. Here we go. Did I miss anything? Roberta says, try a new yarn weight. I was always a 4 weight girl, but now I have a lot of 3 and 5. You know what? I've always been a worsted weight size 4 girl too, because that was pretty much what I'm raised on. In America, most of you guys are, but outside, they use like a little thinner yarn. But the Red Heart Super Saver yarn is what we grew up on. A number 4, you can get that for cheap. You can buy it anywhere. It's the way to go. So that's what I've always used. But recently I started doing a little DK, and I'm like, it's nice. I won't do big projects. People who do like crochet patterns, let me see. Oh, like in this weight yarn, bless your heart. I'm like, it's a little bit too small for me. It doesn't work up. I like something big that works up quickly. But for smaller things, I made a snood. It's like a little hairnet. I cut off my hair, so can't wear it anymore. But to hold the back of your hair in, it's like cuter than a ponytail. I made it with this type of yarn, and that's pretty much fun. Oh, what's this? I found some other. See, I'm shopping in my own yarn. Look at this. I bet this would go cute around the brim of a hat. That is pretty and soft. Yeah, we're about to go yarn shopping in my own little thing here. Okay, what else is popping in the comments? Whisper SDI. Wish I could work with Red Heart yarn. It's not sold here. Red Heart, I think I showed you this. Remember when we were talking online the other day, Barbara, where I showed you that big, huge skein of orange Red Heart Super Saver yarn? They're so huge. When I first started doing yarn reviews, let's see. I can't find a smaller skein of yarn. When I first started doing yarn reviews from like Wish or whatever, I'm like, I got this small skein of yarn for this amount of money. It's only 50 grams of yarn. And I learned from my international friends, I'm like, 50 grams of yarn is normal. I'm like, I'm trying to find a smaller weight yarn somewhere that's equivalent in my stash. Yeah, is that it? That's more than 50. Now this is 100, but regardless, when you get a Red Heart Super Saver, which I don't have sitting around anywhere, they are humongous. They are even way bigger than this. And I'm like, huh. All right. Whisper STR with Red Heart softens with wash. It does. And a great thing to use. I don't know if you have these in your country. Everybody, she is from Holland. But we have like Dollar Trees. If you're in the UK and do you have pound trees? How's that work? I don't know. Or what do you call them over there? Over here we call them Dollar Trees. I've got this little tiny cute, oh, here's 50 grams. It's just sitting inside of it. A small thing like that. Is that 50 grams? I don't know. But you can put it in here and toss it in the wash and it doesn't mess up your yarn at all. All right. Anonymous. I do not like Red Heart at all. I hate the way it feels. The funny thing about Red Heart Super Saver yarn, they're not consistent at all. I pretty much know Red Heart by heart, just by I can put it in my hand and feel it. If I can feel it's real thick and sturdy, I know it's the color red. If it feels flimsy and thin, I know it's either one of their variegated yarns or their yellow yarns. If it's like a medium thick, I know it's like their orange or their fox color yarn. It's not consistent. So you can create something with Red Heart yarn and the patterns all work up differently because the sizes of the yarn are not consistent. It's weird. They should really have a consistency for their yarn. I don't want to get up and walk across the room. Here we go. See my mess over there. Over there is my Red Heart section. All right, here we go. Iris says, I use a lot of Red Heart. Recently tried Lion Kobu, and liked it for small projects. I have to try that. Angela Young, that fur can make a very cute lion hat for babies. Oh, you can use the fur for the mane. Where'd I put the fur? Where'd it go? This one? Oh, I wonder if I have any other colors. Nope, I don't have any other colors of that. That is cute. And I have a lot of that. This is from a Goodwill bag. Eyelash yarn. What do you guys do with your eyelash yarn? I like the fur much better. Especially, Lion brand, that's over my other novelty yarn bin. I'm not going to get up and get it. They have a beautiful fur to work, so you don't have to use this. A beautiful type fur to work with. It's more expensive, but it's so gorgeous. Here we go. Deanna, your yarn stash is like my beauty product stash. All over the place. Is that what you're saying? Roberta says trim. It does look good. Trim around the hat. Pom-Poms? Has anybody ever made pom-poms with eyelash yarn? Because I got so much of it. Let me see. Because I do have regular pom-poms. I'm always so stingy with making. I'm always thinking, like, what project am I going to make to create this pom-pom with? I bought a big bag of these on AliExpress for, like, super cheap. I got 10 or fur pom-poms for like $10. It took like 6 months, not 6 months, 2 months to get to me, but it was worth it. But maybe I can make that out of that. Me tossing this stuff around, I'm going to have so much stuff to clean up after. Okay, TDSM says eyelash yarn is great for wiggles. Cancer caps, good idea. Anonymous Amy, whisper, how hard is that amigurumi with eyelash yarn? Ooh, somebody did amigurumi with eyelash yarn? I would love to see that. I don't know how that will work as well. Look how thin this is compared to, let's see, what weight would eyelash yarn be? Here's a number 4. This is a thin number 4. That would take a while to work up. But I would love to see what Whisper says. Here we go. Okay, Whisper SD says, my display picture is made with eyelash yarn. It's so small, I can't see it. I need to go to your page. But everybody, if you haven't seen her work, I don't have her link down below, but she is so talented. She had showed me these, it was like an amigurumi fairy house and these like crocheted from Harry Potter. Tongue tied, I've been drinking too much wine. Harry Potter, these beautiful dragons. I've done amigurumi. It kills my hands. It kills my hands. I'm a quick stitch girl. I like the instant gratification. But when I truly believe people who do amigurumi are artists, complete artists, especially the ones who write patterns for it. I can write a pattern for a top. Tops are all basically shaped the same, but to create a sculpture with yarn, that's talented. Okay, Kobu is a 3-weight cotton bamboo blend, super soft. I can't wait to go yarn shopping. I'm gonna, you know what? I don't need yarn. I promised myself about a year ago I would not go yarn shopping. I've only bought a skein or two here when I ran out of black or blue or something like that. But I've been giving myself a break. A. John says it's pretty hard to do amigurumi with amigurumi with red heart. I bet, because one, the yarn is so inconsistent. If you switch after you do red and switch over to yellow, it's 2 different weights of yarn. You can visually see, okay, I got to get the weight, and then we're going to wrap this up. Hold on. Hope I have a red. Got this one. Oh, I don't have a red. There we go. And there we go. I'm back, y'all. All right. We're going to compare a variegated yarn. Their variegated yarn is always so thin compared, let's see, orange. I consider the orange like a medium. Their reds are super thick. Can you see the difference? These are both red heart yarns. If I had the red and the yellow also, you would see 2 more different sizes. So inconsistent, but it's so cheap. So these are good when you work with the same colors or whatever, or you don't, a blanket where you don't really care about the sizing. It won't throw anything off. Okay, Jenny says, I can't do, oop, I lost Jenny. Okay, I can't do amigurumi, and I also don't loom pieces, don't like piecing things together. That's one that I don't like either, that final last bit of crocheting. You know, you're crocheting this beautiful project, you're in the last mile, you fasten off your work and you're done. You're like, I finished, I'm done. And then you're like, I gotta sew this together, I gotta weave in my ends. I'll finish crochet projects and put them in a bag because I didn't feel like weaving in the ends and just quit there. I've done 99% of the work and just stopped. Here we go. Creatively created crochet. Yes, Red Heart has an actual yarn called amigurumi where it sells stripes. Huh, nifty. I did not know that. Okay. Whisper. These are made. Oh, she points to her little icon that says what these are made with eyelash yarn. All right, guys. Oh, Coco Crochet. She says yellow. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm a loom knitter. Not like the boop, boop, boop. I'm a machine loom knitter. And when you put Red Heart into this, it either hates it or love it. Like the thicker yarns, this thing will chew it up. The thinner yarns, it work better. So, there we go. Anonymous Amy. Walmart has their own brand of very soft yarn for $2, cheap and so much softer there is. Nowadays, you don't have to get stuck with Red Heart anymore. Our Joanne Fabrics has their own brand of yarn. Walmart, what's it called? Mayfair? What's the Walmart brand yarn? If any of you know, let me know. They have their own cheap yarn. get it there. Red Heart is inconsistent, but I can't lie. Red Heart has amazing colors. Their color selection is out of this world. No other brand got colors like these, but they're just inconsistent. And they're not as scratchy as they used to be because I'm a big thrifter. So I bought yarn from 1970, 1980 because it was in the thrift store. And I touched some Red Heart from 1980 and touched some Red Heart from today. There's a noticeable difference. Oh, creatively, it scrolled up. Creatively Created Crochet said Mainstay. I knew it was something like Mayfair, May something, Mainstay. Joanne let me know it was Mainstay too, and thank you, Jenny. Let's see. Hook Crochet. This is why I told you a couple months ago when you were scrolled up. I wish you didn't scroll so much. This is why I told you a couple months ago when you were talking about your channel name, how I love brown yarn. Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Like the brown yarn just works up so well. I haven't noticed that. And the funny thing is, out of all this yarn, this is the problem I have when I create new projects. I only have one thing of brown yarn. That's how things happen in my house. I'll go to create a crochet project and I have 552 skeins of yarn. And I tell my husband, I got to go to the craft store to get some yarn. And he's like, why? I'm like, I don't have brown yarn. That's why. Creatively Created Crochet. I love Mainstay golden yellow color. See, I guess I can. I'm off the yarn. I'm not going to do anything. Oh, Dieta says, don't say cheap. Say inexpensive. This does sound classier. Everybody give Dieta a cheers to inexpensive yarn because that's what we like, inexpensive. Sunset Creation says, Mainstay, also look and see where it's from. If it's from China, it will be not as soft as the ones from Turkey. Okay, I did not know that. Megan, Hirschner's brand is a yes, ma'am. Oh, give me a kiss. That's my daughter. She's going to work at the Taco Bell, because apparently Taco Bell employees are essential workers. Thank you for your service. Oh, I love my daughter. She's off to work. Megan said Hirschner's brand is 8-ounce skeins and has 80 colors as well as a center pull tab. Ooh, center pulls are like the best. Sometimes yarn let you know exactly where the center pull is. Let's say this end is stuck right here inside. That means the center pull is on the reverse side. I believe Lion brand puts an arrow on exactly where their center pull is. I didn't know that till somebody pointed out. I believe it's Lion brand. They let you know which direction is center pull. And some, you just got a 50-50 chance of getting it right. And usually I get it wrong and I get yarn vomit and tangles. I can't stand that, but thanks for that tip. Road Called Life. That giant pink skein of Mega Bulky behind you, how do you join skeins when using? Wouldn't the knots be obvious? I can't lie. I've never, ever put my super chat donation sign up. Remember, you can always donate to super chat. It helps me continue to create videos just like this over and over every single week. But what you were talking about, this yarn, how do you join and that, I've never used it. But I can see how you would join. You would just crochet, fasten off, and crochet over your work. You wouldn't have to tie and join. You don't always have to join at the very end of your work. You just leave your tail in and continue to crochet over the rest of, wait, did I do it the right way? Yeah, crochet over the rest of your work. I bought this from Wish. You ever see, did I do a review on this? I don't know if I did a review on this yet. Oh, I'm going to save this for a review. But I always see those commercials, not commercials, advertisements for the woman holding this big, huge skein of yarn saying, it's so big, I'm going to make something great out of it, like those big blanket yarns. And I seen this, I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy it. But I didn't want to buy a lot of it just in case I didn't like it, because when you buy things from Wish, you're not always going to get what you paid for. So I just bought this one, and I figured I was just going to make a little arm pillow by hand crocheting. But if I had I don't have enough to or knit a blanket, I would have to have a whole bunch of these. So I'm just going to make a pillow, probably the same way I make my crochet buttons. But that'll definitely be a tutorial. This is pretty nifty though. I think I got it for $10. Deanna says, love me some Taco Bell. There we go. Whisper SDI. We got, oh, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Sheepies acrylic yarn instead of the red heart yarn, but it is soft and not scratchy. Miss Leela, I sewed the piece together. Are you talking about this yarn? I guess if you had another one just like this, it's material. It's not yarn itself. It's like a tube with stuffing inside. I got a phone call. It's my husband. Hello. Hey, Sugar Daddy, I'm still on the live stream. Don't forget my dad, okay? No, I'm on live stream from Uncle Kurt. I'll text you. Okay. But no, hold on for 1 second. I'm walking out the room on live stream. You hear me? Okay, that's all. Love you. Bye. Sorry, guys. I had to take that phone call. Didn't mean to leave you. Okay, where were we? But sew this piece together, maybe. Angela Young. Oh, it scrolled again on me. Here we go. 30 years ago, amigurumi used to be crochet stuffed toys. It was a lot of piecing along with embroidery. I appreciate today's patterns compared to the ones they had back in the day. Me, bless them. Those are the most talented artists ever, especially the ones who create the written patterns. I mean, I can follow along to a pattern, but write a pattern. You said, Alicia, create a turtle following no pattern. I don't know how to do that. That's hard. Who could crochet? Your house should be filled with brown yarn. LOL, Miss Brown. Everybody, Miss Brown. Because that was my maiden name. My last name is Littlejohn, hence Littlejohn Yarns. And what was it? Somebody asked, like, hey, how did you come up with Littlejohn Yarns as your business name or your YouTube channel? I'm like, I'm not creative. It's just Little Johns. But I'm like, I couldn't imagine my name being Brown Yarns, my maiden name. Here we go. Roberta White, I love your reviews. I got the yarn bowl and the wooden yarn spool thingy. I love them. I used your links. Thank you so much. I think I gave away my yarn bowl in one of my crochet giveaways. That's another thing I got to get into, because I was doing a lot of yarn reviews and I would get all of these cool things to review. And some of the things I'm like, I'm going to become a crafting pack rat. So I gave a lot of them away. Oh, Bree says, when you call him Sugar Daddy, I just loved him. I didn't realize I did. It's just a funny thing. We call him like, hey, Sugar Daddy. I call my kids Sugar Babies. You know what I mean? And also Sugar Biscuits. Sugar Biscuit 1 and 2, because I have 2 kids. Depending on who's being better, somebody gets the position of Sugar Biscuit 1. It's funny because they argue over it. I'm like, see, the little one made Sugar Biscuit number 2. You drop down it. You know, that's what I do all the time. Blind Stitch, she says, Alicia, do you have any ideas on how to market or sell baby items? Yes, I do. My big thing is Facebook. When you want to sell something, like I always say, you want to get seen. Just by selling on Etsy, you're not going to get any views on Etsy. I sell on Etsy not because people are in Etsy typing something in and they find my item. I make money on Etsy because I send people from my YouTube videos to Etsy. I send people from my blog to Etsy. And it's okay if you don't have any of that. I use Facebook. When I did my custom orders, Facebook was the sole way I made money. It's free. You need to join Facebook groups. Now I'm not talking about Facebook groups where you sell craft items. don't go there. I'm talking Facebook groups like your local flea market groups or your local selling groups. That's not specifically for crafts. It's not specifically for crochet. Join 10 of those, post in each of them 2 times a day, every single day. And eventually the customers will start rolling in. But if you're going to do that, make sure you have a, well, you do have a business. You already started. Make sure you have your own Facebook business page so you can refer them back to you, so you can be professional and talk to them on your Facebook and vice versa. All right. Bree says, it's just adorable. My husband calls me butter biscuit or sugar cookie in a New Yorker accent when he's trying to be cute after he's made me mad to make me feel better. That is so cute. Butter biscuit. I might have to steal that one. Butter biscuit and sugar cookie. I like that. Oh, we have a tip. Tip from Hook Hook Crochet. Get a walk-in stitch bag and take a walk while crocheting. It hangs over your arm, and if you are coordinated enough, it's just a fun way to crochet. I have a crochet bag somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. I'm surprised I have it. I have a whole bunch of stuff in it. Let me pull this down. Thank you so much for the tip. But a crochet bag. This right here, I'm going to stand up so you can kind of see. I got junk in it, so hopefully the junk won't get. You put the yarn in, you have the string come out, and you just crochet. Simple as that, crochet bag. That is an excellent suggestion. I used to take this to the bus stop when I was taking my son to the bus stop in the morning or waiting for him in the afternoon, and I had something to create, and I would just sit there and try to ignore it. I'm antisocial at times, and try to ignore the other moms at the bus stop and crochet. But eventually somebody would come over like, ooh, what are you making? My grandma knits. I'm like, I don't knit. This is crochet. You know how offended we get. What is in here? We got some cool stuff in here. Oh, my crochet hook light. See, I'm going shopping in my own crochet room. Blind Stitch. She says, yes, I recently created a Blind Stitch group on Facebook. Oh, I lost you. Where'd you go? On Facebook. Now I'm working on a baby cardigan to post in the group. See, good job. Really good. Any big bag works. A diaper bag from the thrift store is great. Know what? That's a great idea. Actually, I kind of have I have multiple levels of craft bags. My main craft bag, my mother-in-law got me. It's like this big. It's probably bigger than a diaper bag. Then I have the walk to the bus stop yarn bag, what you just seen. And sometimes I have the, I'm going to jam it in my purse and just put it in the grocery plastic bag. Yeah, that's a good idea. Any bag works. All right, Dieta, we need to crochet a walk and stitch bag pattern. Ooh, that's a good idea. But okay, guys, I think we are, oh, should somebody notice something before I wrap it up? Charlotte, she says, where's your wine box? You were the first one to notice. You get a wine chair. I had to take the wine box down. You know, inside your wine box, when it's empty, the bladder is all like squished and out of wine. So I ripped out the bladder. It was like squeezing the wine into my cup. Then I'm like, I can't be sitting here squeezing wine from a bladder in my cup. So I took down the wine box. It's time for me to go to the store and buy me a new wine box because it usually just fits perfectly right here on my shelf. Diana says, I'm laughing. I always go through my bags and find crochet hooks I was missing. Yeah. Usually I stick my crochet hooks in here. This is just a whole mess. I need to create a crochet hook pouch. That's what I need to do. But okay, I'm going to wrap this up for today. I hope these 10 tips helped you figure out how to get past your crochet mojo loss. Man, say that 5 times fast. So make sure you check out all the links down below. And remember, like I was saying before, I'm whispering. If you don't mind, my son, his 9th birthday is coming up. I have the address down below. If you would like to, send him a card that says happy birthday. It doesn't have to have anything in it, just happy birthday, because during this quarantine, we can't have a birthday party. We can't invite friends over, and he's pretty down about it. So I was hoping maybe some cards would help cheer him up. So far, we've managed to get 2 cards, one from Vancouver, Canada, no name on it, but the name is probably on the inside, and another from Sarah Cross. So I want to thank you guys so far for sending them a card. I appreciate it so much. So that's pretty much all. I hope to see you all on the very next live stream. Check me out next Saturday at 2 o'clock. And my address for Isaac is down in the description box below. See you all later.